Welcome to the Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast.
I'm Jill from New York.
And I'm Linda from Tasmania.
We are two moms from opposite sides of the world who are living, demonstrating, and helping moms across the world build their self-care asset bank.
Ready to dive in? Messy, interrupted, imperfect, and most of all mucked up. Let's get going.
All right. Hi.
Hi. Straight away when we hit the record, all you hear is "Mommy, Mommy." It's so funny. I have to tell you, this can be a high for me. It's really funny having a fourth child because I've skipped the whole mummy thing. She does not refer to me as mummy. It's mama or mum. And then she walked into the room the other day and went, "Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am," at 18 months old. And it's just hilarious because she's skipped the whole thing. She sounds like she's about 8 already. So.
That's what happens when you're in a house full of boys that are all older and you're the youngest girl. Yep.
I don't think it would even just be boys. I think if you were just the youngest of 4, apparently you just skip the whole thing and you go straight to mom. Which, yes, watch out. So that's a high. And a low, oh goodness. I'm currently trying to get a few things in order in our house, trying to just lead in a bit of a different way and taking some screens away from the 2 little people because we have differing ages and about to hit high school and needing to rearrange some rooms so that we have a separate study place away from the little people who like to come and scribble all over things and interrupt concentration and all sorts of things. So that's going to require quite a bit of my bandwidth and concentration and organisation, and we're going to sleep all the kids in one room, which sounds scary, but also can work, actually, because then they have a room for sleeping, a room for study and computer. I still get to keep my office, which is great. And I think it will actually be okay. We've been talking it up. We've been doing much planning. It's just going to be a lot of organising to take 2 rooms and turn them into one, and it's all the stuff that's jammed into all the spaces and all the organising that has to be done for that. So it will be it's a lowish high sort of thing. It's the current energy that it's going to take to organise it all.
I get that.
We'll get there. What about for you?
Let's see. What's the low? Okay, you're hurting me now. There. My high is that we finally heard from school and we have a school assignment, and he starts school in just a couple of days. And I get back to routine. He gets back to routine. We'll sleep better. We'll sleep longer. I am just super excited. But that brings probably the low, which is the anticipating the transition that's going to happen for both of us. And
changes.
To look like. I'm sure the first month will be very challenging in everything that we do while we get used to this. Are we done? Because now I look like ridiculous.
A zombie.
I look like a zombie. So yeah, that's like the high and the low. Is just getting ready for school now and We're almost
Yeah.
there. I still gotta go school shopping, but I have no list for school material, so it's just gotta
Okay.
cause me anxiety as I wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's a little bit different between you and me as far as how it's done, because we spend this year basically going for an hour every week. We're up to 2 hours now every week. And he is now going into sort of the kinder room by himself, well, with the other kids and the teacher, by himself for about 20 minutes at a time at the end of the session, so that then he'll be really ready for next year. And then next year he only starts 2.5 days a week. Or I'm not sure how they're going to work it. It'll depend on numbers, but it might be 2.5 days a week, or 2 days one week and 3 days the next. So, yeah, that's for later, but yours is only just around the corner. So, with all of the school stuff in mind and all of the stuff that we take on, today we're actually going to be talking about self-care for lazy days. Because September's actually Self-Care Awareness Month. So I think this is an interesting topic, because lazy is probably not a label that Jill and I usually fall into. I say label. It's not, I don't know that laziness comes very naturally. Would that be a better statement?
I don't know. Some days that I know how to be the perfect lazy person, and then there's other days that it pushes me to my core to sit down and be quiet. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Does it come easily for you, Linda?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Is it type A personality that makes us not lazy? I don't know.
Maybe. I think it's a bit of that. I think it's also just, there's lots to get done. I want to do lots in my life, and some things take, when it takes 20 minutes to get out the door and find the left shoe, that does not feel anything but lazy at all.
But then is letting a toddler dress himself in whatever he wants be considered lazy? I don't want to dress him.
True. It could be spun that way.
Yeah. Well, I do have to say, I'm pretty excited about this, but was it September 6th is National Lazy Mom Day? And that just happens to be the day after Declan starts school. So I cannot wait to have my lazy day while he's at school.
Oh, yes, that sounds amazing. So let's role play for a second. What would be your perfect lazy day?
Let's see. Perfect lazy day. My favorite thing is, actually, it's not my favorite thing. I hate sitting on the couch all day and doing absolutely nothing, but that would be the perfect
me too.
day. Like,
but I don't think it's actually a perfect lazy day though, because I don't actually enjoy it. But is that just because of the guilt that we're in habit of feeling, or
it's the easiest, most convenient way to be lazy? It's right there in front of us. Like, is it a day spent in bed instead of on the couch?
Sit with you?
I don't know.
Again, that doesn't feel pleasurable to me. Like, I reckon I'd just feel sluggish and unmotivated to do anything. I don't think that would actually be a nice, lazy feeling, because I feel so dead weight.
Yeah.
I
wonder if it's actually like a lazy day with all of us on the couch together, just doing nothing. And it has to be raining outside, and I have to have a blanket and a cup of tea, like that kind of rainy, cold, yucky day where you don't want to do anything.
Okay. So this
Put
is
a movie on and you pop up on the couch with your blanket, your fur baby, and your kids, like whatever it might be, where nobody's bothering you. You're all just watching your shows, comfy.
we had a rainy day 2 days ago, and it was hectic. It was anything but lazy. It was absolutely hectic. The kids were me at each other. They were bouncing off the walls. They were biff-baffing around. Everyone was complaining they were bored. Nobody wanted to watch the same movie. I was going insane, absolutely insane, until eventually I think Ben ended up taking 2 of them to the museum because it was the best option we could think of on a rainy day. He took 2. I kept 2 at home and did a heap of activities and things like that. But I wouldn't say it was a picturesque, sort of Insta-worthy lazy rainy day at all. It's actually quite stressful.
So then is it a day when you might have things happening, but you may not leave the house and everyone is happy doing their own thing? Like,
maybe.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I know idea.
I know, like,
No
idea. There's definitely lazy days that I have, like when we go camping and we just sit at the campground and I'm not the one taking care of anybody. Everyone else is watching Declan or getting up and doing things. Is it, maybe a lazy day is just...
What is that?
Maybe a lazy day is just us not doing the normal routine of all the things that we're used to having us pull us in 10 million directions. Maybe we just don't know how to be lazy anymore.
Maybe. I don't know, taking a bath or something like that with candles, that feels like a lot of effort sometimes. That doesn't act that feels like it feels like the opposite of lazy. The opposite of lazy, really.
Like, it's great self-care, yes.
What happens if I Google, how do I be lazy? What does Google tell me? How to be lazy with pictures. Feel free to wriggle your toes and rub your feet if you like. Laziness loves company.
When I put in self-care for Lazy Mom's Day, I got go for a walk, pamper yourself, do a spa night at home, relaxing yoga, read, eat healthy, engage in a hobby. Not one of those things makes me feel lazy.
No. Being lazy has a negative connotation, but have you ever stopped to consider why? Is it because of all those overstressed workaholics think the world will fall apart if they take 1 minute breather to do nothing? It's right. I do have a negative, probably, attachment to the word lazy. I don't want to be considered lazy in a way. So I'll work on that, obviously.
Yeah, no, and I agree on that. I was just thinking, I'm like, how was I when I was a kid? Because when I was a kid, I was told, stop being so lazy and get up and do something. What was I doing? Was it a Saturday morning and I was watching the Saturday morning cartoons? Okay.
Mommy,
so that's
Mommy,
probably why for me, I consider sitting on the couch being lazy.
Is it just doing less of what we would normally do? Slowing down, doing less, just stopping all the planning and the to-do list.
Yeah.
Slowing down and just...
But to whose standard?
Yeah.
Was it? When we were growing up, it's to our parents' standards. And now as adults, to our standard, but we've adopted our parents' standards, So what does lazy become for us then? Whew, such a challenge. Wow. What
Well, we didn't expect this walking into this episode.
It's probably the hardest thing we've had to figure out, how to be lazy.
Honestly, I don't think there is a one-size-fits-all answer at all.
I don't
And
so either.
maybe you can tell us what you think consider to be lazy, what you're doing.
Yes. How are you
was-
celebrating National Lazy Day? Lazy Mom's Day.
Is self-care lazy? Is doing self-care a form of laziness?
Or is not having self-care a form of laziness?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I'd probably be on that boat of, oh, I'm going to consider just being lazy my self-care, which probably to celebrate self-care month and National Lazy Mom's Day, I probably would for one day. But I think we can take advantage of being lazy as self-care. So let's not skip the self-care, but let's celebrate at least one day at least.
Oh dear, very fun. So we do love to hear from you. It does help us or encourage us when we know that you're listening along, even if you're being lazy while doing so.
And we're really serious on the suggestions as how to be lazy.
Okay.
Emails in the show notes. You can find us on socials, of course. Yeah.
So Jill,
Declan's already started, so well,
he's ready.
until next week.
Well, we hope you can unstuck all your lazy muck. Bye for now.
Bye.